Eso Malaka. Welcome to the Malaka Podcast. Computer Love, Part 23.
He was working supposedly a job and asked me to deposit a check for $85,000 into my bank account. So I deposited the $85,000. The bank immediately made $500 available for withdrawal. 2 business days later, the bank made the full $85,000 available in my account. So in my brain, I assumed that meant that the check had cleared. The bank wouldn't make that much money available if it had. So he asked me to wire $82,000 and that I could keep $3 just for helping him out. So I did the wire transfer. And then 4 business days later, the bank said, oops, our fault. This was a fraudulent check. We never received the funds from the check issuer. So not only are you liable for it, but we're confiscating every penny you have to your name. So imagine me, single mom with 3 little kids. I couldn't buy groceries. I couldn't pay my mortgage. I couldn't pay our bill. Like, what was I supposed to do? I'm blessed because my family stepped in to help out. But this whole time, this individual was telling me, there must be a mistake with the bank, or I'll talk to my boss, that must be the problem. I love you so much. We're going to work through this. Don't worry about it. But I'm in tears. Like, I'm out every dime I have. It would have been a lot easier if he just took the money and ran. It's that whole next 6 weeks where he's still convincing me he loves me, that really, really hurts.
You say that this Mark ghosted you and then messaged you saying his real name is William and that he is from Nigeria and part of an organized theft group targeting women on dating apps.
Correct.
Why do you think he did that?
As naive as this sounds, a part of me would really like to believe that it's because he really did love me and that he really did feel bad that he left my kids and I in this situation. But I'm not dumb. I know it's probably all a lie, but it's the emotional piece of it. It's like taking every dollar I have. Like, that's one thing, but never being able to trust anybody again. That's why I can't do dating sites anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, there's tons of stories out there like this, obviously, but I mean, like $85,000. I think I covered a story that was even way more than this back in the day, but and that's crazy. And for the guy to call back and say like it was a scam, yeah. So on some level, he must have felt guilty, or I mean, this guy's fucking psychotic or something, and maybe he wants to rub it in. But I mean, this is just fucking crazy. And this is, like on top of online dating apps being frustrated and more than likely, you're probably not going to meet someone stable. Even if you meet someone with half a brain, they're going to use that half a brain, to trick you into giving them money. And I mean, first of all, the first red flag to me is Nigeria. Okay, you hear about these emails. Assuming people still use emails. Like talking about how there's a prince that needs help, and you got to wire him money as soon as possible. And I mean, obviously these are fucking scams, but I mean, my God, I feel bad for this woman, but at the same time, I mean, don't give anybody money. Anybody you don't know. First of all, I got people in my life that I fucking love, and you're not getting a fucking cent from me, like plain and simple. So like you've never met this person. Don't give anybody fucking money. I got a problem sometimes. Look, I'm going to keep it real. I got a problem when I go on a date sometimes, and as soon as I meet the person, I know it's not going to go well, but I still have to buy them a $6 cup of coffee. I feel like I'm getting ripped off there. So I can imagine what this person feels like. 85 grand. Jesus Christ. But I mean, it is fucking crazy out there. And I mean, obviously this is number 23 here. So, Michael Jordan is the best basketball player of all time. Yeah, I said it. Okay, sorry, LeBron fans out there. I love LeBron. Don't get me wrong, Kobe. I love all these dudes, but come on, okay. Jordan is the best. One word: excitement. Okay, he's the most exciting player I've ever seen play. Plain and simple. But we're still going to go on with this podcast. I got to, make my 3 fans happy out there. So here goes. And I figure with, the story I just talked about here on good old Dr. Phil helping people out here. Yeah, you do. Might as well start off with what I think was a scam too. So here goes. So I'm talking to this one woman here. And again, I'm going to sound racist, surprise, surprise. But I don't give a shit, okay? So for the most part, I find a lot of these scams, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm going to keep up with the whole Nigerian theme going here, okay? If a woman says she's from Toronto and she's black and there's a palm tree in the background, I got to ask a few questions. But in this case, this woman seems to look Filipino. Now, I don't know if anybody knows anything about Toronto, but basically what the United States is the Mexicans, Canada is the Filipinos. Okay, so there is a ton of Filipinos here. Okay, go down to Spadina, you'll see. So basically, I already got red flag here. Okay, now she, clearly, looks Filipino, and for those of you who don't know what a Filipino looks like, picture a Chinese woman with a tan. Okay, sorry if I offend millennials, but go fuck yourselves. Now, so everything seems to check out here so far. Okay, she has a name that I've never heard of. But at the same time, it sounds like it could be, from the Philippines. She says she's from Toronto. She has a picture of a building in Toronto. I'm not going to say which one. And she says she's a nurse. So Filipino nurse. So far, it seems to equal out. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. But again, she's putting pictures up. I don't recognize these buildings in Toronto. I'm pretty sure they're not in Toronto. So, she gives me her number there. We just start talking for a little bit there, and I just got a feeling this is a scam. I mean, it just reeks of it. Whatever. I mean, she says she's from Toronto, whatever, but I don't know about that. And then I call the number. Okay, so and then sometimes you call a number and it'll go straight to voicemail. Sometimes it'll be automated message, whatever. And then I usually got that when I called the number. I called it a few times just to make sure. And then I called it one time, and it said, the person you're trying to reach, it said the name, but it wasn't the same name she gave me. So right there. And I even called her out on it. I texted her back. I said, look, I'm pretty sure you're busted here. I mean, things are not equaling out. She also sent me some pictures saying that she just went on vacation, yet there's a huge American flag in the background in a mall that is clearly not the Eaton Center. So this is all bullshit. So long story short, guys, there's lots of scams out there. You absolutely have to be careful what is going on. And, just always ask a bunch of questions, ask for pictures, ask for names, always give the person a call, obviously, and go from there. I'm a sucker for a Filipino, Spanish woman, soft tortillas. Oh, forget it. But, at the same time, if it's too good to be true, most of the times it usually is. And sometimes, folks, you meet a person and you have a good connection. You meet someone who's just like you, and that's the problem. Let me explain. So, we had a good thing going here, just going back and forth here. And again, one of my biggest pet peeves is when you ask someone a question, they don't answer it. And again, this seems to be happening a lot more to me over the years. I don't know. I think the problem with a lot of people online is that they've been burned and they'll go online and think it's going to be easier. And, they don't have to answer your questions, and they're very simple questions, and then I called her out on it. I said, like, you didn't even answer my question, but she keeps asking me questions I don't think that's fair. And I'm like, this is getting annoying. And then she said, you know what's also getting annoying? The way you think you can talk to me however you want. And I said, it's a very simple question, uh, you know, uh, it's not complicated, just very, very simple questions, guys, I, my God. And then she's like, you know what? Good luck on the site. I'm not doing this, And I told her, look, I can't do this with you anymore either, you just want attention, she's like, actually, I'm good. I don't need attention, but nice try. I mean, keep in mind, she's messaging me like all the time. And again, I'm not trying to make myself look good or better here, but I mean, she's been through a lot of stuff. She had something really tragic happen in her life. And I get why she's being like this. I'm trying to be a nice guy about this, whatever. And, but I get it. No matter what you've been through in your life, and I get it, we've all been through some crazy shit in our lives, maybe even motorcycle accidents. But the point is, it doesn't give you the right to treat other people like shit, and I'm just telling her, like, you gotta be more mature about this, it's crazy. And she's like, oh, yeah, you're so mature, and, fuck off. You're the one who called me, leaving me a voicemail. I'm like, well, yeah, that's what people do. Usually in the 90s, they used to pick up phones, but I mean, that's a whole different story. And I thought at one point she was maybe looking for money too. I thought maybe this could be a scam as well, because again, you don't know. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, the first red flag, should have been, yeah, she's from Brampton. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, listen, all jokes aside, treat people with the respect you want. And again, I get it. You've been through some crazy shit in your life, and we all have. But my God, I got my own problems. We've never even met yet, and we're already fighting. That's not a good sign. I mean, Jesus. But again, it's us Europeans. What are you gonna do? Speaking of Europeans, I might as well keep the theme going here. I spoke to someone here, and it was going good. It went pretty well. And this one, you know what? I'll admit, I'll take the blame. And I don't have to tell this story, but I'm going to, because why not? Nobody listens to this anyway. So everything went pretty well. We had a good phone conversation. We actually talked on the phone. Yeah, go figure, right? And it went well. And then I'm not gonna lie, I accidentally sent her a file that was supposed to be for another person I was talking to. Shut up, we all talk to multiple people at a time, okay? Fuck off, you're not better than me. Anyways, and it was, let's just say it was more of a joking kind of thing, and I shouldn't have done it, I shouldn't have sent her the file. It wasn't meant for her, and if she listens to it, she's gonna be like, oh my God, this guy has a weird sense of humor and whatever, and clearly she's never listened to my podcast. And then I think that totally turned her off, man, and I was like, oh fuck. So guys, it happens. And then she's like, listen, I'll be honest. Yes, the convo was good. I mean, again, I don't know why people can't spell the whole word. I mean, it's not, okay. But I kind of got turned off by some things. It is what it is. Nothing personal, And finally she gave me a response, because, she left me in the dark for a while there. And, I don't know. She, still lives at home and whatever. But the point is, she's. I thought, she could have been a little bit more sensitive and just tell me right up front. And then she's like, So not being interested makes me missensitive. Pretty sure that's the point of getting to know someone. You end up wanting to continue or not to continue. I agree, but you let the person know as soon as you can and you don't stall it out. That's all I'm asking. So, and again, you got to keep in mind, guys, as much as you want a response, not so much right away, but, within a reason, of course, and you want an honest reason, obviously, but you're just not going to get that. Like I said, a lot of people on here are not stable. It's just not good. I'm not saying this person's not stable, but she could have been quicker with the response. Don't waste my time, and because I'm a pretty direct person. But just because you're direct doesn't mean they'll be direct. Blah blah blah. But at the same time, I admit I sent her something. It was so stupid. What was it you ask? The point is, it just it just didn't work out. It is what it is. And then this one person I talked to, again, sometimes like you ever have a conversation with someone online, and it's like literally they're talking to someone else. Like you don't know really what they're saying. I don't know. I was trying to figure out like what they were looking for, what they wanted, and then at one point they texted me like, "I like geisha." It was a great lesson in texture too. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. And then I'm looking up, and I made a comment about something there, and like she was acting in a certain way, and I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. It's just one of those conversations that went just absolutely nowhere. And then at one point, she's just listing a bunch of shit there. I mean, I did ask her what makes her happy, and she wrote some weird things. I don't know. She put she says warm blankets, black pens, which I mean that could be an innuendo for something. A new sketchbook. Okay, so it could be okay, but still it's very okay. Coffee. I assume she takes it black. Working on a puzzle, card trips with good music, a book, breakfast, and a good chat. Cuddles, learning new things, my daughters, smile, and nicknames. You? I have no idea what I said, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care. But the point is, I hope she finds the black pen she always wanted, and I don't know, sometimes it just does not connect. I mean, I like another person too I talked to, and I just I thought it was going well, and I don't know, she kind of disappeared there, and I was like, hey, you want to just text and whatever, and I'm like, so much for texting. And then she's like, I prefer to get to know you a bit better before giving out my number. I'm like, okay, ask away. And I said, I like your glasses, I'm trying to give her a compliment here. And then she's like, not getting a great vibe here, all the best. So again, people just love to stall it out, and I mean, she's hugging her dog in the picture there. We all know how I feel about dogs. The point is, I hope these women again find the dog and the pen utensils that you guys need. I'm still trying to find certain basketball cards I would like in my collection. Listen, we all have our little nerdy things that we do, so it's all good. Then I talked to this one woman on here who I gotta say this right off the bat here. Can we stop doing the whole like I literally just sucked a lemon face online? I mean, I get it. You're trying to be funny and cute, and it just looks weird, man. I don't know. It's just I'm not a big fan of it. I like I'm still seeing a lot of women pose with fish. I don't know if that's a symbol for something, but just I don't know. It looks weird, and this woman had kind of a I don't know, just like the whole attitude. Just it matches the whole lemon orchard face here, and it just I don't know. Like sometimes they just tell you right at the bat, look, I'm fucked up. I mean, love me or hate me. I don't want to hate you, but please don't love me. So again, some things just right off the bat, you just know it's not going to work out. I talked to one woman. We had a good little thing going there. We met up for some coffee. Went fine, and then we tried to work out like another date there. And again, like it was like she thought I was attacking her. I was just asking her a simple question like, "When are you free?" And we'll work something out. And like she was, the phone etiquette was horrible. Again, a good phone call is nice, but and I'll just say this: like, if you got a kid, it's cool, but you gotta understand something. Like, if you're not free to chat, just hang up the phone. You don't have to like, so oh, hold on, and then disappear for 5 minutes. I hear like literally just yelling at her kid. I'm not getting you McDonald's, but I want McDonald's. I don't know. I can't get McDonald's. And holy shit. I even heard her say like she met up with her kid at the McDonald's. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're a kid and you're meeting your parent at a McDonald's, I mean, expect your kid to bug you for McDonald's. I mean, it's just like a fucking tease, man. I mean, I mean that is just not good parenting. But the point is, like I don't want to hear that shit. I really don't. Just hang up the phone and say I'll be right back, or I'll call you later, whatever. Like it's like they put their life on display, which is really fucked up. And we ended up like kind of going back and forth there for a bit. And you don't understand my life. I'm like, well, after your play there, I'm pretty sure I do. But at the same time, I mean, it doesn't mean I got to put up with it. So again, just show respect to the next person. And like again, if you're gonna meet somebody somewhere, I mean, do the right thing and buy them McDonald's. I mean, do not tease them. It's not pretty, man. It's not good. I mean, sure, you're gonna go to McDonald's and you're gonna want that milkshake, and they're gonna tell you it's broken down, and but really they're cleaning it for the next 3 to 4 hours, and it's all fucking bullshit. And Donald Trump said he's gonna somehow cure that, which I still can't believe he got fucking elected. And I mean, it's just, yeah, it's wow. Just I mean, between that and online dating, man, we're living in a very scary world. But it's Jesus. Anyways, the point. Fuck. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, let's just try to get along with each other. Our family, our friends, maybe our future dates, and let's just try to treat everybody with respect. I mean, the stress of life will always get to us, obviously, but let's try our best to, live our lives properly. One Big Mac at a time. Seriously, how the fuck is he gonna control the machines? I don't. I mean, I'm so glad to be Canadian. Anyways, so I talked to another woman here. Older woman, but still, very good looking, smart. She's cool, man. She seemed pretty cool. I mean, she said she had her own business, but then I don't know. It was like she was never there, and apparently wasn't doing well, and she had to do other work. And I get it. You do what you got to do, but at the same time, again, like she'll open her mouth sometimes, and you can tell why she's single. I mean, like she'll call me, stupid and stinky, and I do have to point out at this point, like she was Indian, so calling me stinky. I mean, look, some jokes just write themselves. But the point is, like, you don't even know me. I don't know why you're doing that. She's like, oh, it's just a joke. I'm like, well, all right, fuck, you got a mirror. But anyways, and then, she just, kept breaking balls, and I was breaking balls, and I don't really want to break balls anymore, Not when I don't have to. Yeah, if I'm bullshitting with my friend, sure, but I mean, she's just a fucking mess. And then at one point, like, originally she gave me one number, and then she said, oh, well, I have another number. And like, she's using her like her kid's number to call guys, and then she switches it up, and that's what she said, but it's a whole thing with her, and I don't know, it's just my God, she was just like really just very like nutty, very like kind of like that kind of attitude, and holy fucking shit, I just couldn't take it, man, and I don't know, I mean. Like realistically, if that's the way she is with her business and life and the way she treats people, no wonder her business is failing. But yeah, it's pretty sad, man. But yeah, again, treat people the way you want to be treated. Okay, it's that simple, And I told her to leave me alone, and and then she sends me a weird voice note, saying, "You're fucking crazy," and I'm like, okay, And then I don't know, I don't know, took off on her broom, and I never heard from her again. So, but again, ladies and gentlemen, just be nice to each other, or just try to be at first. If someone attacks you, fine, go nuts, And that's another thing I don't like is when someone can dish it, but they can't take it back, I get it, I'm sure this woman had a lovely relationship with her father. But the point is, just be nice to people. And, hopefully they'll be nice to you. But if you treat them like shit, this is, ironically, it stings. So lastly, I'd like to talk about this one person. And again, it seems like this one person, again, has been through a lot of shit. Yeah, I know, shocker, right? And she wanted, to eventually meet up, and then she just disappeared. She said she had family problems or whatever, and okay. I mean, again, I know this person from a hole in the wall, so I'll play along. Why not? I mean, like you never know, right? I mean, to be honest with you, years ago, I remember, when you're younger, you make mistakes, and someone's like, oh, they disappear on you, and then you get all angry, and then weeks later, she was like, oh, someone died, and she's like, oh, thanks for treating me like this, and totally read that wrong. We all make that mistake, and but we grow and all that shit. And then she reappears again, and she starts talking to me again, and and then I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then like at one point, she's like, can you call me? And I thought, I got some free time, I'll give her a call, whatever, and I did, and she's like, I have to tell you something, so in my head, I'm thinking like, is she married? I don't know. She's, I don't know, like a crazy cat woman, 2024, she might have a dick. I mean, who the fuck knows, right? And then, she says, well, I'm not going to lie to you. I was seeing somebody like years ago, and, he came home with something, and he gave me herpes. Uh-oh. Biggie Smalls is the wickedness. Niggas say I'm pussy. I dare you to stick your dick in this. If I was pussy, I'd be filled with syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea, chlamydia, getting rid of ya. Yeah. Rest in peace to the late, great, the best rapper of all time. Yeah, I said it. The Notorious B.I.G. And recently, DJ Mr. C. Yeah, so I'm not going to lie to you. I've actually had to deal with this before. I had a woman tell me the same thing as well. Might actually happen twice, so third time's a charm, right? No. Also, to be honest with you, like the way she was talking about it, like it didn't seem like she really took it that seriously. Because at one point, like she said, like it inflames more other times, and other people don't mind. And yeah, I can't, man. I just can't. So yeah. I was trying to be nice about it, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually had another date planned, and I'm assuming it'll probably go well, and I whatever. But But then, like, later on that day, like 2 hours later, she's like, are you still okay? I'm like, okay with what? And she's like, well, still meeting, I'm like, well, we just talked about this like 2 hours ago. And I don't know, like her behavior was like really weird and everything. I don't know if she was like forgetting shit. And then I thought to myself, is and then I was kind of like joking in my head about this, but I was like, can like herpes like affect the memory? And I actually Googled it, and interesting enough, it said thus giving that HSV1 infection can induce hippocampal dysfunction. HSV1 infection may also be associated with reduced memory function. For instance, HSV1 LG big G, I don't know what that is, seropositivity has been associated with an 18-fold increase odds of memory defects in middle-aged adults. So there you go. So maybe it affected her memory or whatever, but I don't know. She was just acting very paranoid about it, and it was weird because she disappeared for weeks, and now she's back, and I don't know, man. The whole thing just, it was a huge turnoff for me. It just, it didn't seem to go well. And I think I've dodged enough bullets in my life, more emotionally than physically, although the way Toronto's going these days, who the fuck knows. But, yeah, I was just like, I can't do this. And then she goes, well, thanks for wasting my time. And I invested all this time into this. And I'm thinking, like you fucking disappeared for weeks. Like, what are you talking about? So she's clearly just, maybe she's got a lot of personal shit going on in her life. But either way, I'm good with being single. Fuck this. I mean, like between the frustrations of online dating and the scams and all that, like, and the possible herpes. My God, it is just fucking crazy, man. I mean, like, is there any hope for mankind anymore? I mean, like, is this, like, we all say we want to get off online dating, but we're still on here. So in the end, it's all our fault. I mean, we can't blame anybody but ourselves. I mean, in the end, we're lazy. I mean, it's like anything else in life. You want to get something, you got to actually put the effort into it. You got to go out and get dressed and, have a good time, spend money, and, talk to different people and take a chance and ride a motorcycle once in a while. The point is, unless we do that, we're going to be stuck with just online dating here. And, it'll be our fault. So, just two things. One, like if you're a guy, please wear condoms. And two, just, if you really want to date somebody, be ready to put in the effort, and even if you do it online, do your research, ask the right questions. Okay? All right? I think we're good now. Not even close. But at the same time, let's just keep going and see where it goes. Okay? So, once again, this has been another thrilling episode. Disease-free, by the way. Or at least on this side. Thank God. I was going to do a little prayer here. Jesus, I know I've said your name, I think at least a few times in this podcast, but I love you. All right. So, I'm 42. Please, on top of everything that's been going on in my life, up to this point, please just, keep the mid-region, clean. All right. Thanks, man. Oh, you won. We're still recording. Good. Okay. So again, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. Like Van Wilder says, aka Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, don't be a fool, wrap your tool, and be careful out there. Okay, it's oh God, it's fucking crazy. But again, this has been another exciting episode of Computer Love, Part 23.
Diseases, big pleases, MCs across the seas is just the way I crush my prey. Hey, I'm crazy and deranged, blowing niggas out the frame, simple and plain. But getting back to the black rhinoceros a rap. Big took a loss, hyper posture is back, nigga. Recognize. No courage, Biggie Smalls, 94, ready to die. Y'all niggas hold y'all heads, Mr. C. Set it off, baby pop.